There is a part of each one of us that does truly want to rule the world. In 1985, when the band Tears for Fears wrote and released the song Everybody Wants to Rule the World, they were not wrong. If you don't believe this, the next time you are perusing social media, the editorial section of the newspaper or cable news, observe your reaction emotionally and psychologically to the comments. Oh, those blessed comments. How can they be so blind, so ignorant, so wrong? Boy, if I had half a chance, I would really show them. It only takes a microsecond for us to get our back up and desire to crush all opposition. Watch the next time this happens. Be cognizant of how quickly our consciousness splits the world into me and them. Be aware when irritation turns to anger and explodes into rage. Someone recently said that being right is the new drug of choice. Everybody wants to rule the world. From my teacher, Danon Henry, comes this quote: "This mistaken notion of a self apart, this ego delusion, this sense of I, me, or mine, is the cause of all human misery and planetary destruction, individually, locally, and globally. This notion of a self apart is the cause of our suffering. It is the cause of all envy, competition, conflict, and violence. It is the cause of anguish." End of quote. You may have noticed that conflict always begins with the words I or me. If there is no I, no me, or mine, there cannot be any aggression or conflict. There is no one to oppose anyone else. If you haven't noticed this, it's a great place to start. World peace is dashed by me. When a Zen student gains some insight into their initial koan, they are immediately ushered into a collection of introductory koans. In Zen practice, there is your first koan, then there are all the others, and there are plenty of others. Kensho, or realization, is like a kitten opening its eyes for the first time. The student is ushered quickly into further koan practice to continue opening the eye in the spiritual sense. I think it is also to crush any sense of pride arising from passing, quote unquote, the first koan. Hey, what do you think of me now? I got Wu. I got it. They'll probably start coming to me now for the teaching. And the student is handed a notebook full of introductory koans. What do you mean? I have to do more koans? One of them goes like this. You are sitting on the bank of a wide river. Stop an argument which is taking place on the other bank. If you work with this koan by entering into it completely, ironically, there is no place for conflict to enter. If you really become one with this koan, there is no crack or toehold for anger and superiority to take root. When I disappear entirely, into the circumstances of the koan, there isn't anyone to become enraged or prove a point. So even more ironically, the argument on the other side of the river becomes resolved. This koan also provides, in a clear and simple way, insight into the nature of aggression and conflict. This aspect of spiritual practice, and indeed life itself, is so simple, yet so difficult. The simplicity belies the depth of the rigor required. It takes some courage, effort, and true humility to be willing to examine exactly how you want to rule the world. This is not a very popular sport in the West, where there is so much emphasis placed upon individuality and winning. So, if you don't want trouble, then don't start trouble. And yet, it is so easy to make trouble. But if there is no one to start or get into trouble, how can there be trouble? The Dalai Lama said that if every 8-year-old in the world is taught meditation, we will eliminate violence from the world within 1 generation. Then perhaps everyone would lose interest in ruling the world. In the meantime, it can help us to know that the part of us that wants to rule the world is not who we really are. It is when we are a part. It is so easy to make this mistake. Me needing to be right is an error. Greed and ill will are a mistake. Ignorance. War is an unnecessary error.